success!
Hey, this looks familiar, and not only because we just reviewed the Wii version, but because it's almost impossible to distinguish the fourth entry in this series from the third. It's more Virtua Tennis 4, only this time it's for the Xbox 360. And that's always been one of the biggest criticisms of sports franchises, especially the annual ones. Every year it's always the same game, but with updated rosters, and maybe if you're lucky, a few new modes or gameplay tweaks. Unfortunately, Virtua Tennis doesn't hit the clay every year, which does dilute the redundancy a bit, although it doesn't exactly wash it away either. But nonetheless, Virtua Tennis 4 is the latest iteration of Sega's long-running tennis franchise. Ever since Virtua Tennis debuted in 1999, it's been a series that puts an emphasis on slightly exaggerated gameplay. Now, this isn't as arcadey as a game like Mario Tennis, but it isn't as realistic as a game like Top Spin either. It fills a unique little void right in the middle. And that's what makes Virtua Tennis 4 such a fun game to play, despite its best efforts to the contrary. Virtua Tennis 4 on the Xbox 360 is the same game as Virtua Tennis 4 on the Wii. The same modes, the same features, the same gameplay applies. The only difference is the obvious discrepancy in graphics, and honestly, it's a big enough difference to make this the definitive version. If you have a Wii and an Xbox 360 or PS3, and you're interested in Virtua Tennis 4, go with the HD version. The games are otherwise identical, but at least this one looks good. And of course, the same praise and criticism we gave the Wii version applies here. Virtua Tennis 4 is built around a really enjoyable core game of tennis. The controls are simple and accessible, requiring little more than left analog stick and a face button or two. The depth in Virtua Tennis 4's gameplay comes from utilizing strategy against your opponents, many of whom really do require different approaches to defeat. But I mentioned this is a fun game despite its best efforts, and what I mean by that is, well, Virtua Tennis 4's main mode is just unnecessarily convoluted. It's called World Tour Mode, and your eyes do not deceive you. It actually plays out like a board game. In fact, the mode almost feels like Mario Party in a sense. You move around the board until you land on, practice spaces or match spaces or even nonsense spaces. I mean, look at that. Oh boy, I signed some autographs. Level up! And although the effort to create a unique kind of career mode is definitely appreciated, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's way more complicated than it needs to be, and when it isn't an overly complex mess, it's just frustrating. Your movement is limited to random counts, which causes you to miss important spaces, and sometimes even the main tournaments you're supposed to be competing in. But fortunately, that's really the only major flaw in Virtua Tennis 4. And once you get into the actual matches, it's hard not to have a good time with this game. Like the Wii version, motion controls are supported via Kinect, although they're restricted to a single game mode. The core modes do not support motion because it isn't 2008 anymore. Virtua Tennis 4 isn't some transcendent tennis game. It's basically more the same gameplay that Virtua Tennis has delivered in the past, and for some, that's more than enough to make this game worth a purchase. The controls are tight, the tennis is enjoyable, and you can just play the arcade mode if you don't want to deal with board games. Check out our review of the Wii version for even more on Virtua Tennis 4, but if you're gonna pick between the two, go with this one, and apply that logic to every choice you make in your life. When in doubt, go with the better looking one.